But enough about all that definitions and sciencey stuff. Let's actually get to the interesting part. You're finally starting to ask the main questions. What are the industries that could widely benefit from said ammonia fuel? And not only will I answer that, I'm going to take you around the world to see and explain to you some of the current active ammonia projects of various different countries. It's pretty complex and detailed, but don't worry, I'll dumb it down for you. So first, we have shipping and maritime industry. So this one is one of the most promising industries, as ammonias can be used in internal combustion engines or fuel cells to decarbonize long distance shipping. Or basically, big ship burn dirty fuel, but ammonia could be a much cleaner alternative. This is a huge step forward for the environment and could actually do so much good for the oceans. And guess what? We're already seeing progress. According to the Myers McKinney-Moeller Center, sorry if I butchered that, but they've gotten a big thumbs up for their ammonia-powered ship design. Basically, some important safety groups have looked at their plans for a ship that runs on ammonia and said, looks good to me. So basically, this is a very big deal because it means we're moving closer to ships that can carry a lot of cargo containers, have a big path, yet don't use any bad fuel. So next, we have the power generation industry. Okay, do you remember what a power plant was? Because I hope so. Because basically, we can mix in ammonia with that fuel, calling it co-fired, or even burn only ammonia, which is fully fired, in order to make electricity. Why is this cool? Because burning ammonia makes less of the bad stuff, carbon emissions, that harms the planet compared to just burning gas or coal. So think of ammonia as a stepping stone or transition fuel that can help companies that still rely a lot on gas and coal power to make their electricity cleaner while they figure out even better ways to go completely green in the future. It's kind of like vaping instead of cigarettes, but it's at least a step forward. Alright, so for some exciting news on this front, we have IHI Corporation in Japan. Back in 2022, IHI actually teamed up with some smart folks from Tohoku University and AIST, and they actually showed that they could make electricity using only ammonia in their gas turbines, no carbon dioxide produced. With that, they're really pushing this forward, and at the testing site, they're making sure these ammonia-powered machines can run for a long time reliably. The clean power they're making will even help power events such as the Osaka Kansai Expo, if you know what that is, making it a more environmentally friendly event. Next, we have the fertilizer and agricultural industry. Now, you might not immediately think of fuel when you think of farms, but ammonia actually plays a super important role in helping our food grow. It is literally a key ingredient in making fertilizers. Ammonia is especially good at providing nitrogen, which is like a building block for plants, and it helps them grow healthy leaves and produce more crops, etc. So even though we've only been talking about using ammonia to power ships or electricity, this is already a big deal in agriculture. And speaking of using ammonia in agriculture, there's a really interesting project already happening in Canada with a company called Fuel Positive. Basically, they've developed what they say is the world's first on-farm system for making green ammonia. So think of it like a mini fertilizer factory in a shipping container that a farmer can have right on their land immediately. We're literally living in the future. So for the first of these systems, it's called the FP300, and it's expected to be delivered and working on a farm in Manitoba, Canada by March 31st, 2024. And it's already 2025, so this is a big deal because it means farmers could potentially make their own clean fertilizer and even fuel on site, which means it could change the whole kind of vicinity for farming. So they're even planning on building a bigger factory to make more of these systems, with plans to deliver them to other farms in the next couple of years. So needless to say, this is a game changer. And last but not least, the heavyweight industry, or the industry that deals with steel, cement, concrete, etc. So certain industries rely on processes that need a lot of heat, and that's where ammonia comes in. Through ammonia combustion, or basically burning ammonia, or by converting ammonia into hydrogen, we can generate the high temperatures these industries require. The big win here is that it decarbonizes hard to abate industrial sectors. Did you get that? Okay, I'm kidding. In simpler terms, some factories and industries need really hot temperatures for what they do. So instead of burning dirty fuels to get that heat, they could burn ammonia or turn ammonia into hydrogen instead, which then burns very cleanly. But actually, I kind of want to pivot to another industry first, aviation. The reasonings behind these two are practically the same anyway. So the main idea here is ammonia could act like a carrier for hydrogen. So we know hydrogen is a super clean fuel, but it's kind of tricky to store and move around because it takes a lot of space. So ammonia, on the other hand, is easier to handle, and with this we could potentially convert ammonia back into hydrogen on the plane, which could then power the aircraft through fuel cells or even be burned in modified jet engines. Alternatively, some are even looking at the possibility of directly burning ammonia in specially designed aircraft engines. So this is exciting because it could offer a real alternative to biofuels or synthetic fuels, especially for those really long distances where battery power just isn't really feasible. And for both of these, to lead us to our last project, which I will not be saying out of respect, so I'll use TSE for short, but it's on the screen. It's a green steel production company that focuses on creating steel produced with significantly lower carbon emissions. TSE is exploring the idea of importing green ammonia from places where renewable energy is abundant and cheap, like Australia or the Middle East. Then at their own steel plant in Germany, they could use that technology called ammonia cracking to split the ammonia back into hydrogen and nitrogen. So the efficiency of this ammonia cracking process is really important, and this German company is actively researching the best way to do it. They're looking at different types of cracking reactors, which is basically the equipment that splits the ammonia, and various catalysts, which is substances that speed up the reaction. So they're even aiming for a self-sustaining process where the energy needed to crack the ammonia comes from the ammonia itself, making it even cleaner. It's cleaner and cleaner, double. Okay, so we've taken a peek at some really interesting projects, and it's clear that the buzz around ammonia's potential is growing fast across different industries. Honestly, I find it quite encouraging to see so many capable companies putting their smarts and resources into finding solutions that aren't just more efficient, but also sets us on a path towards a more sustainable future. So this teamwork and clever thinking definitely gives you, hopefully, a good feeling about where we're headed, a future that's not just smarter, but also way kinder to Mother Earth.